Hey, this is Dan. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to talk about why I went from this adventure style boot to this one, so you don't make the same mistake that I did. If this is something you're interested in, please stick around from the video. If you're new to adventure riding and you don't really know what footwear you need to pick, the internet is full of all kinds of things, and depending on how long you've been around motorcycles, you could have seen all kinds of things, from steel toe work boots to the boots that I used to ride on my Harley, to what are branded as adventure boots, to something closer to an enduro boot. And then you have motocross boots, which are not on the table. Once I bought my motorcycle and decided that adventure riding was the thing that I wanted to do, the first thing I did was, like most people, get on the internet, search for adventure bike boots, and all kinds of stuff came up. And, you know, I was thinking to myself that this is the boot I used to wear when I rode my Harley. And so it's got no protection at all, no ankle protection, but it looks cool. And so that was kind of what I looked at, is what boot was going to give me a little bit of ankle protection, because I thought it was dangerous. More dangerous because you're going to be off-road or off the pavement. But I still wanted it to look cool and be comfortable. And so I wanted to make sure that it was waterproof. I wanted to make sure that I liked the way that it looked. I thought I wanted something with a good tread on the bottom and something that had a little bit of ankle protection. And in this case, this is the boot that I selected. They cost about $400, and one of the big challenges for me is my foot size. So this is a size 15 boot. By comparison, my wife has a size 9 shoe, and that is the difference. For those who don't quite know what a size 15 is, this is the difference in boots. So one of the things that I learned really quick while riding off-road is that you need to buy a boot that gives you the most protection for what you think might happen to you. And this is where I failed. I'm going to show you a clip right here of when I was riding up Webster Pass. I'll also leave a link in the description below for that full video. But this is the first time I laid the bike down in pretty simple terrain because of a mistake that I made. I suffered a grade 2 ankle sprain on my right ankle because what I thought was protecting my foot actually doesn't. You can see that this boot still flexes. It looks like it has protection. And it looks cool, but it really doesn't afford you the protection that you really need. When I got back, I immediately got online and started taking a look at different boots, enduro style boots, again with a size 15 shoe, or in this case a size 50 in the European. My selection choices are really, really low. So it comes basically down to this boot, which is made by CD, and the Tech 7, which is made by Alpenstars. And the issue is that the Tech 7s are out in the size 15. So I ended up going with this boot. Some obvious differences between these boots is, again, this has got a structured toe so that for your shifter. It's got 2 clasps to kind of hold around. It's waterproof. It's Gore-Tex. It looks like it has a lot of protection on the side, but like I said, you can bend this and flex this boot just like you can bend and flex this boot. With these, which is a more enduro style boot, they have a full ankle protection and structure all along the sides. They're not quite as strong as true motorcycle boots, but you can put some pressure on it and bend it, but you really have to work to do that. If I had these boots on, likely my ankle sprain would never have happened. And so this has got they're very rigid boots. They also don't have much traction on the sole, and that's so that this boot can slide. So if you put your foot down, it isn't going to do what this boot did, which is with a lug sole, it's going to grab the ground and actually take your foot and move it backwards. Where this boot is more likely to slide along the ground when you put your foot down, and it's designed that way. Now, I'm not going to advocate for any specific type of boot. I haven't been riding adventure bikes long enough to even remarkably give you any advice, aside from the fact that buy the boot that has the most protection for you. If you look at adventure riding, most injuries are lower leg injuries, in particular ankle injuries at low speeds. And so as a new adventure rider, that's probably where your problems are going to come. Is that as you're building your skills, as you're learning to ride a bike off-road, if you're in challenging terrain, mistakes will happen. And it's not because you're terrible at riding, it's just because it's a different environment than perhaps you're used to, and you need something that's going to protect you. And this style of boot, the Enduro boot, is the style, I think, that's going to afford you the most protection for your money. These boots are also about $400, and I really wish I had bought these first, but when I was looking at things, I didn't think I needed a boot like this. And unfortunately, I kind of suffered from that. I could have been a much better rider than I was at the time when I put the bike down. And I still could have had an incident where I took a wrong line, or I hit a rock the wrong way, or I just was off balance for a second and could have laid the bike down and been in the same situation. So understand that if mistakes are going to happen, you want to protect your body as much as you can. Wearing the proper rider gear, of course, an essential helmet, and then get yourself the right kind of boots. All right, well, that's a quick down and dirty of, hey, as a new adventure rider, buy the boot with the most protection that you can. It is going to be uncomfortable. You are going to have to learn how to shift and move around, because this boot is not a flexible, it's not super comfortable to walk in, but it is going to keep your ankles safe. And I feel like that's the biggest risk that I didn't really understand as a brand new rider. So like I said, I'm not advocating for any type of brand of boot. This is just a boot that I could buy that fit my foot. And that's the biggest challenge for those that have normal size feet. So size 10 to say size 13, which I think the majority of males are in, your selections are endless. So do the research, go to your local store and try boots on. Understand they're not going to be super comfortable, but the goal is protection, not necessarily comfort. And I can ride. I rode 250 miles in these boots, and my feet were fine all day long. You know, I got off, walked around, did things. You know, it does not feel like a pair of tennis shoes, but they are going to keep you safe. So anyway, hope you guys got something from the video. Please check out some of my other stuff. The channel's growing. My last video, we got tons of comments, and I really appreciate everybody that took the time to make a comment. And when you're looking for an adventure boot, look for the boot that's going to give you the most structural protection that you can get, that's also the most practical. The Tech 10s and the Alpenstars, that kind of motocross boot, you do not need when you're riding adventure bikes. But especially when you first get started, go with something like this. 4 buckles, lots of structure, you know, stiff sole, nice and smooth so that you can slide when you need to. And it's going to keep your feet dry and warm and your ankles safe. All right, Dan, thanks for watching. Give yourself a big thumbs up if you watched all the way, and we'll see you on the next video.